Hello, welcome back, art friends. In this lesson, we're going to look at taking one of our works a little bit further. So in the last lesson, we looked at colour and the mineral paper and how the watercolour paint played on that mineral paper, and we made a very sort of loose portrait. And now we're going to take that a step further. But first of all, let's look at what we're going to need today. So you will need to have your work, or one of your works, because hopefully you did more than one, from your last lesson. So a dry portrait on the mineral paper, or if you don't have mineral paper, on the paper of your choice. And your marker and a fine liner or a few fine liners. And that's it. You don't need a mirror and you don't need a reference photo, but if you want to have a mirror or reference photo, that's up to you. I'm just going to work from what I've already done. Okay, to start off with, we're just going to look back at what we have done. So looking at my picture, I have some shapes, positive and negative shapes. So the positive shapes are the shapes that have been worked on, the colour shapes, and the negative shapes are these leftover shapes. And what I'm going to do now is simply play with the shapes that are already there. For instance, I'm going to look at this negative shape here. I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to contour, follow the line that already exists, and just make out a new shape. To make that line a little bit more interesting, I'm going to take my thicker marker and just in parts thicken the line. Not all the way around, just in parts. I'll give it a sort of, the line a different value. Right, so that's my first shape. Now, and what I like to do is just identify shapes and just identify the shapes and just work those lines thick and thin. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that now. And your pen works really nicely on this mineral paper. So this time I'm actually working right on the line where the watercolour finishes. Whereas here I might work in front of the line where the watercolour finishes. I really like that line there. It's already dark, so I'm going to leave it, but I am going to go in on the other side. So I'm sort of identifying parts that I like and not touching them, and then redefining or defining lines that are not as strong. So my glasses, I might put a new line in. Where there's no line, I might create, I know that's the side of my face, so where there's no line or shape here, I'm just going to create my own. I know that's the side of my glasses, that was the tip of my ear, and that's would be the side of my face. And every now and then I just sit back and I have a look, and what I'm looking for is shapes and balance with the weight of the line. So I just added a bit of a darker line here because it seemed to need it to give it a bit of weight. And those things you just get used to the more you do, and there is sort of no right and wrong. So that's all a fine line there, but I might want to go a bit darker there. It's not right or wrong, it's intuitive, and you get better at that. And what's nice is that we do make different choices, and that's what helps make our art a little bit more individual. So I like that your choices will be different to mine. That's a good thing. I can work upside down because I'm actually looking at shapes, so that's why I turn my work, and I'm also not wanting to smudge my work, and that's why I'm turning my work upside down. Now, You don't have to do the whole face, you just keep going until you feel comfortable or that you're happy and that you feel that you're finished. So what I would like you to do is to take one of your colour portraits and have a real play around with line, identify the shapes, try to change the value of the line, thick to thin, thin to thick, work on the line of the paint, work in the negative spaces around the paint, and have a real play with your work and enjoy it. And if you want to take it further and add circles or lines, by all means have a play and really explore your pens on your watercolour portrait and just see what you come up with. So have fun, good luck, and I will see you next lesson.